Athens, Greece.
We're going to be showing you the best local food in this grungy, vibrant city. The Greeks have a culinary tradition dating back 4,000 years, so Athens is a city for food lovers. This is our fourth video from Athens, and we're going to show you the best local food. Watch out for one of the city's most popular street foods, local favourites, and Athenian classics. In this 4-part series, we'll show you the city's tastiest food, from delicious street food to heritage recipes. You don't want to miss this series. Get ready for some mouth-watering food.
I'm Thomas.
And I'm Sheena, and we're chasing a plate.
We hope you're hungry. Let's eat.
We're starting in the main square of Athens, in the heart of the city, and it's time for breakfast. Now the Greeks don't really sit down to a full-on spread at breakfast time. They normally eat on the run. So we're going to do as the locals do and grab a Koulouri, which is a bread ring, and then a coffee to go. I've got my Koulouri in my hot little hand. It's basically a sesame encrusted bread ring, and there are Koulouri stands all over the city, but we bought ours from that stand because they come straight from the bakery that services all the stands in Athens pretty much, so it's going to be super fresh. Now it's off to get a local coffee. Wandered back to Syntagma Square to have our brekkie. We've got our coffees with us. Now the local brew, the thing that you'll see everyone clutching as they walk around the street of Athens, is a Freddo Espresso or Freddo Cappucino. We've got both to show you what they look like. The first is the Freddo Espresso. It's basically just espresso mixed and shaken with ice, so it's got this layer of foam on the top, and then that's it. Oh, it's so refreshing. The day can now begin because I've got my hit of caffeine. It's the perfect thing to be drinking because it's summer here in Athens at the moment and it's super hot. This here is the Freddo Cappucino. So this is for people who like a bit of milk with their coffee. It's the same as the Freddo Espresso, so just an iced coffee, but with a really chunky, thick layer of foam on the top. So let's give this one a taste. I do tend to like milk with my coffee, so that's the one for me. Now let's get tucked into this Koulouri. So as I said before, this is like the breakfast staple. This is how Athenians start their day, with the Koulouri. And it's a bread ring that's encrusted with sesames. And the sesame smell just is incredible. It's so strong. Let's just tear into this. Ugh. Oh. It's quite crunchy, and the overwhelming flavour is that of the sesames. It is so strong. A little bit chewy. This part of the Koulouri, the thicker bit, is a little bit softer, so let's just get into that. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a lot more sort of chewy in texture. Completely different textures. So the thicker bit of the Koulouri has a lot more chew. I love that texture.
I'm buzzing after that espresso. It's incredibly strong. So they use a traditional Italian style coffee machine, and it's a massive hit of espresso that they put in both of those drinks. So that's really got us going, but we're off for the next thing now. Next up, we're gonna grab some street food, and this place is pretty interesting. It's a really recent addition to the Athens food scene. It popped up during the financial crisis here when the owner thought there was a real need for some more healthy alternatives in the street food scene. So this place popped up and it looks pretty damn awesome, so we're gonna check it out. That place has a really neat menu. So it started serving these when it was like a street food cart. Now it's got quite an extensive restaurant style menu, but we went with some of the original stuff they sell, which are these cones. So we've got a couple of different type of fish. These are sand smelt, which is a tiny little school fish. They've just been floured and deep fried, so you can see a very light flouring on there and deep fried. I've never had sand smelt, so looking forward to trying those. And this one is some cod strips. Cod is a really common fish here in Europe, but look how much tortilla sauce there is on there. That is crazy amount. And I think under the cod there's actually some vegetables as well. There might be some pickled carrot or something like that. I can't quite see. Now I need a hand. I know. I'm gonna try and slot this. No, that's not working. We're gonna lose the cod. Can we do that? Yes. Slot that in the camera bag and we'll get some of this lemon all over these sand smelts. I love how juicy the lemons are here in Greece. All right, handful of them. Oh, that is so good. Oh, so yum. Because they're fried whole, they've got great different textures. So in the head, they're a little bit more crunchy. In the body, they're really soft flesh. And they're not as oily or as salty as I expected. That lemon is incredibly strong. Oh, really good snack. It's sort of like eating popcorn. They're so more small. You can just go one after the other. Very tasty. Really yum. And now it's time for the cod strip. So I'm not sure how big these strips are. Oh, they're not huge pieces of cod. So these are crumbed and deep fried. That's good. That's pretty plain or normal tasting, I guess. It's sort of very much what you'd expect. Whereas the sand smelt feel like something special. This just feels a bit standard. Not in a bad way. It's really well cooked. It's not oily. It's nice and crispy on the outside. The fish itself is lovely, but it is what you expect. But it's yum. I've got right down inside to get some of this salad. So it looks like a pickled cabbage and carrot salad. Yum. Nice little zing from the vinegar it's pickled in. Still a good bit of crunch, it's not gone all soft. And that's quite good to cut through the oiliness and the fattiness from the deep fried fish. This is a really lovely place to sit and eat as well. We're right beside it, a beautiful old church, right in a city square, hustle and bustle all around us. It's a really good way to have street food.
Next we're stopping for a dish which is probably one of the first foods that comes to mind when you think of Greek cuisine, and that is souvlaki. Now souvlaki are chunks of meat which are grilled on skewers, and it's a really popular food here in Athens or in Greece. You'll find it everywhere, but we've come to a really local popular spot.
The souvlaki at this shop smells incredible. It's a pretty small shop with a very big grill, which is covered in skewers cooking away. So there's that beautiful smell of caramelized meat and the smoke's filling the air. It is a beautiful smelling shop. So we got two sorts of souvlaki. We've got the chicken ones. We've got two chicken skewers. It comes with chips, a little bit of toasted bread. No, not toasted bread, just fresh bread and some lemon. And then we also got some pork souvlaki. So two skewers of those as well. Comes with the same format. So when you order the souvlaki, it comes with the chips and the bread. And I can't tell you how good the smell is.
Let's get into this meat. So you always get lemon with your meat here in Greece, so I'm just going to chuck a whole lot of that lemon juice over these chicken souvlaki. And you can see the beautiful sort of caramelized bits where it's been sitting on that grill. The meat is just golden. And the meat is so tender and beautifully smoky. It's got a superb flavour. There's a little bit of oregano over the top, but the overwhelming flavour is just the flavour of chicken and that smoky grill. It's incredible.
Alright, let's give this pork a try. So the meat looks a little bit drier. That chicken before was chicken thigh, so it's very moist, dark meat. So it'll be interesting to see if this pork is juicy. You can see again it's got all those beautiful charred bits.
The chunks of pork have a beautiful layer of fat in there, so it's not just lean meat. Oh, the flavour of that fat, it's beautiful. Again, it's really smoky, caramelised. The meat is just so tender and full of flavour. Oh man, this is amazing. The meat is just so delicious. It doesn't need much at all. Just that lemon, which gives it a little bit of tartness, cuts through the richness of the meat. This is one of the best souvlaki I've ever eaten in my life. It is so delicious. Let's try these chips. They look quite dry, so not oily. Really crunchy on the outside, but soft on the inside. Very fluffy and pillowy. We've come to a different part of town for our next snack, and it is a custard pastry. I'm so excited about this one. We're grabbing it from a bakery that's been around since 1961, and they're supposed to do a really great version of this pastry. Look at all of the desserts in the window. Mouth-watering. That shop was filled with so many delicious looking Greek pastries, and the staff were super nice. But we came away with the Galaktoboureko, which is this dessert that is made of semolina custard. Check out that wobble. Baked with phyllo pastry and then drenched in syrup. Anything with custard is up my alley, so I think I'm gonna like this. Let's grab a big old bite. Whoa, that semolina custard is just so thick. All right. Oh, the custard is so creamy, thick. It's very sweet. And then that pastry, the phyllo pastry, is quite soft. It's just been saturated with the sweet syrup, and so it just melts apart in your mouth. But the thing here, the hero of the dish, is that semolina custard. Check out that wobble. Oh my goodness. It is so tasty. It's sweet, but it's not overpowering. It's just mouth-watering.
So this place popped up because he decided it was